Hello, my name is Exabu, and this is... Wait, this isn't World War II. This isn't even a war. What the Hello, my name is Exabu. I'm a cheap prostitute for ancient Egyptian imperialism. And today I'm gonna talk about a game that's more than 2 decades old. And despite that, I've seen many players of Pharaoh struggle with the structure of their residential neighbourhoods, which is clearly important in this city-building game. So let me just share with you this repeatable, simple, very efficient cookie-cutter neighbourhood template, which is something I developed based on something I saw in an ancient ASCII-based FAQ about Pharaoh, and which you can comfortably use to get the maximum levels of housing and expand your city as much as your map permits. With some adjustments, the same approach will work in Zeus and M-TWR, and given that the remake of our favorite pyramid builder, Pharaoh A New Era, seems like it's gonna have virtually the same game mechanics as the original, the neighborhood template is gonna apply to it too. And if you're watching this in the future and the new Pharaoh is out already, you lucky boss. Right, so you can see that the template is that of a looped neighborhood, and the big question here is whether you put the houses on the inside or on the outside, and the answer is obviously on the outside. Why? Because it allows you to build more homes per number of service buildings you have to build, and remember that the top levels of housing require more space, and it's much easier to provide it if the houses are on the outside. If you didn't know, the main advantage of looped neighborhoods is that you can limit the number of turns and intersections that walkers have to deal with, making their behavior much more predictable. The only intersection I usually create is that for a pavilion, which becomes this efficient hub which covers all but the most refined types of entertainment, in addition to creating a lot of jobs and adding a nice desirability bonus to the surrounding areas. Now onto the size and the shape of the loop. What you see here is pretty typical of what I usually do, in that the area inside the row is 7 by 16 squares. The width of 7 allows you to build all 5 1-square buildings in the game, plus a water supply all in one row. This is always a secure and efficient start, and no, you don't need a dentist right from the start, no, you don't need an apothecary, but you might just as well build them because they're cheap and don't take many workers to function. The length of the block, i.e. 16 squares, is that one row of tiny buildings, plus 4 standard temples, which are 12 squares wide in total, and some space for a courthouse, which is additional 3 up to a 16. Your housing never needs access to more than 3 types of temples, but I've always found shorter neighborhoods to be more wasteful, so with 4 or 5 temples, 5 is alright as well, and 16 to 19 length is perfect. Also, patron gods require more temples to be built, and you might just as well build doubles there. This is the main structure for the block. The rest of the land is sufficient for almost all of the buildings you might need, and you should build them as appropriate, including bazaars, schools, libraries, mortuaries, tax collectors, and obviously physicians. Don't forget about the physicians. The only building you wouldn't be able to fit in there is the zoo, which you can build on the outside, and it's relevant for only a few missions in the game. And finally, as you will see soon, this loop is intended for building a noble neighborhood, so there will be no workers. I don't have to worry about industry cruiser walkers actually accessing the city. Had it been a normal worker neighborhood, obviously I would have added some more roads around the potential housing. And now let's take a sped up look at how I actually developed this place. If you're interested, this is the Bubastis map on hard difficulty. I actually completed the mission prior to building this neighborhood, so all of the industries are already set up, which is a testament to how quickly you can actually expand with this kind of modular approach if your industries are alright. Enjoy. And this is it for today's Pharaoh cracking videos. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and all that stuff. Please check out my retrospective dive into Pharaoh. The link should show up right now. You might really enjoy it, but for now, bye-bye.